Good morning, Mia. How was your weekend? I saw this morning that you guys are having some cold weather that you don't normally have. Is it cold there? Good morning, Marlacia. How are you today? I like your shirt. Good morning, Joe. How are you? So, before we get started today, Feliz Lunes, happy Monday. I hope you all had a great weekend. Just a reminder, you guys, check out my Zoom screen that our schedule is a little different. So here it is here for the week. You guys check out my Zoom screen. Just a little reminder. Because tomorrow is Veterans Day, right? Yeah. Do you guys have any veterans in your family? No, nobody's talking to me today. You guys have any veterans in your, yes, you do, Brooklyn? Okay. That's cool. What branch of service do you know? Were they Army or Air Force or Marine? Brooklyn, is your camera working today? All right, we're not very talkative this morning, Army. All right, very good. Very good. Thank you, Brooklyn. Okay, so let's what I would like to do today, you guys, is finish up what we need to do with our reflexive verbs. Okay. And what does that involve? Well, that involves some listening practice, maybe a little speaking practice, although you guys don't seem to be in the mood for speaking today. And then we'll get that finished up, right? And then on the other side of Veterans Day, then we'll move on to something else. Okay. So first thing is first, take a look behind me, por favor. And notice I have a comic strip over here. It says, now here's a poem, un poema. Okay, so follow along with me, por favor. It says, verdes son tus ojos. So who remembers what ojos are? Can you tell me? Unmute or pop it in the chat. What are ojos, clase? Eyes, muy bien. And then what color is verde? Green, muy bien. So green are your eyes. Remember, this is a poem. Verde, tu mirada. So mirada is like what you like your skin tone, like your pallor, right? Okay, like what you look like. So verdes son tus ojos. Green are your eyes. Verde tu mirada. Green is what you kind of look like, greenish. Y verde son tus dientes. What are dientes, clase? Teeth. Yeah. So, and your teeth are green. So this is supposed to be a poem. So, verde son tus ojos, verde tu mirada y verde son tus dientes. ¿Por qué no te los lavas? What is that? What is lavas? It's one of our verbs. Lavarse. What is lavarse? To wash. So, ¿por qué, why? ¿Por qué no te los lavas? So why don't you clean them? If your teeth are green and your face is green, right? Why don't you wash them? All right. Now, so here's the question. What are two other verbs that can be used to express the action of brushing one's teeth? Well, one is lavar, okay, to wash your teeth or to wash your face or whatever, right? What's the other one we can use to referring to brushing our teeth? What is our verb to brush? Do you remember? You can unmute or pop it in the chat. Mia, do you remember? Jo Marion? Starts with the C. Yep. That's the noun, right? That's the actual brush. But what is the verb? You're close. Yes, very good, Brooklyn. Anybody else? What is the verb to brush? Okay. So cepillar is to brush, right? Cepillar. Because a cepillo is a brush. So cepillar is to brush. And then if we were to brush the dog, okay, cepillo el perro, I'm brushing the dog, cepillo el perro, right? But if I'm brushing my hair, me cepillo el pelo, I'm brushing my own hair, or me cepillo los dientes, right? Or I'm brushing my teeth, my own teeth, right? So cepillarse, cepillarse. All right, muy bien. All right, let's see what we're doing today. Simple today, you guys. I want to essentially, I want to finish, okay? Hoy es lunes, el 10 noviembre, right? The 10th of November. Remember in Spanish, they do it the way they say it. So it's the day and the month flipped, okay? El 10 noviembre. Hola, Arshad. Y practiquemos los verbos. You guys, I want to finish these reflexives today, okay? And get those out of the way. So, clase, here's a question. Check out this image. ¿Qué hace la mujer? ¿Qué hace la mujer? What is she doing? What's the woman doing? ¿Qué hace la mujer? In my Zoom background. ¿Qué hace la mujer? What is she doing? What is the woman doing? Mia, Jo Marion, Arshad, ¿qué hace la mujer? What is she doing? What's our verb for putting on makeup? Sí, maquillarse. Right. So in a sentence, you guys, la mujer or ella, right? Se maquilla, right? Ella se maquilla. Okay. She is putting on makeup herself. Putting makeup on herself, I guess would be better English, right? Okay. So let's finish up today, clase. Take attendance real fast before I forget again. I hope you all had a good weekend. You guys are not, I know it's Monday and it's hard to talk Monday mornings, but here we are. Okay. So remember, you guys, I played you a song, and the song was to help us figure out what were the steps. So if we're going to use a verb like maquillarse or cepillarse in a sentence, right? The first step was you get the se out of the way. Isn't that right? And then you take the verb and you conjugate it. You change it. So if it's an AR verb, you're going to use those endings. If it's an ER or an IR verb, you're going to use those endings, right? Then we decide where we're going to put our se, which normally comes in front of the verb. Unless we have two verbs, right, you guys? And then it can go on the end of that second verb. So like maquillarme, right? I want to put makeup on myself. Quiero, I want. Maquillarme, I want to put makeup on myself, okay? And then we decide, do we use me, do we use te, do we use se or nos or what? What do we use? Okay, so those were our steps. I'm going to play that video one more time just to kind of get us more warmed up. And and we'll go on.
That's why T-Mobile created T-Priority, built for the...
Okay.
A reflexive verb in Spanish ends in say. First you gotta get the say out of the way. Then the verb you have to change, and the say you rearrange, and the say becomes me te no so sur say. A reflexive verb in Spanish ends in say. First you gotta get the say out of the way. Then the verb you have to change, and the say you rearrange, and the say becomes me te no so sur say. A reflexive verb in Spanish ends in say. First you gotta get the say out of the way. Then the verb you have to change, and the say you rearrange, and the say becomes me te no so sur say.
Okay, so let's take a look at this, right? So remember, you guys, it's yo me, tú te, usted, él, and ella se, because we have to use the right pronoun, right? Nosotros, nos, and then ustedes and ellos, ellas se, right? So me, te, se, nos, and se. Okay, so we need to definitely remember those. All right, so let's practice real quick. I'm gonna stop sharing that. Okay, waiting on my computer. Okay, I know it's Monday, you guys, but this is how it goes. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Please make sure that you are checking out my screen, that you're not working on something else, that you're not distracted. Okay, all right, so let's take a look at this. So first of all, let's notice that everybody in these images, you guys are male. Yeah, so we're going to use he, we're going to use él. And then we're talking about our rutina diaria, right? What is our daily routine? And so our question is, ¿Qué hace Juan por la mañana? So what does Juan Carlos do in the mornings, right? Like every morning, what does he do, right? So let's just do the first one here, right? And this is meant to be speaking. So, here we go. So we're going to say él, right? Or Juan se levanta, right? He gets himself up in the morning. Él se levanta. All righty. Okay. So who can tell me, you guys, what is the verb for to shower? What is the verb to shower? If you need your vocab, go ahead and pull it up. And very good. Sí. Very good. Okay, so ducharse, right? So remember, you guys, take a look at my example up here. Okay, let me get back to my pointer. Notice our pronoun, Joe, goes in front of our verb. Right? Now, if we had two verbs, like he needs to wake up, he needs to get up, okay? In which case, then it would look something like this. It would be like él necesita, he needs, okay, to get up. Levantarse. Okay, in which case then you would I'm sorry, let me fix that. That's wrong. My bad. You wouldn't, it's not gonna let me. All right, I'll cover it up. Yay. It would be like this. My apologies, you guys. This is Monday for me too. Él necesita levantarse. Okay, so this is what it would be. So if you had the two verbs, it would, well, okay. If you had the two verbs, it would be él necesita levantarse, right? You would put the pronoun at the end of the second verb, right? You would leave it alone, right? But if you have just the one verb, he's getting up, él se levanta. So if we did he's showering, okay, some of you told me, él se what? What would the sentence be? Somebody help me out. You can unmute because we're supposed to be speaking here. Él what? What would I do? Duchar is a regular AR verb. So what form would go with él? What form would go with él? If you don't know, that's what you need to tell me. Don't leave me hanging, you guys, waiting for an answer. If you don't know, let me know. Okay. What are our regular AR verb endings? We practiced them on Wednesday. O, ASA, amos, and on. Isn't that right? Yes, very good, Mia. So what would it be? O, ASA. If it's L, it would end in A, right? So L se ducha. Él se ducha. Right? He showers himself. Now, back to my example, if we had the two verbs, he needs to shower himself, okay? Then we could say, él necesita, right? He needs. And then we would just leave ducharse the way it is, okay? Él necesita ducharse. When we have two verbs, you just leave that pronoun at the end of the second verb. Okay? Okay. How about number 3? What's he doing? Clase que hace Juan in número 3. Arlesia, Arshad, I'd like to hear from you. Número 3. ¿Qué hace Juan? Okay. So remember, Joe, you can't have it twice, right? You can't have the pronoun twice. You get it out of the way, and then you rearrange it, okay? You can't have it twice. So, but you're right. Vestirse is our verb. Vestirse. Right? So how do we say he dresses himself? And vestir happens to be, you guys, an irregular verb. So how would I say he dresses himself? Somebody help me. Good. Aaliyah. Yeah. All right. So it would be él, right? Se. And then, like I said, vestir, it happens to be an irregular. And so it's actually viste, right? Él se viste. He dresses himself. All right. Okay, here's the moment. We've done 3 examples together. Now I need y'all to unmute. Okay. Need y'all to unmute. Number 4 is to shave oneself. So if my question is ¿Qué hace Juan por la mañana? And you need to tell me he shaves himself, right? He shaves himself. So who's willing to unmute? Who's willing to unmute? Number 4, número 4. Marlecia, you willing to unmute? Give it a try. That's why we do this, you guys. We have to force ourselves. We have to try. What do you think? Arshad, you want to unmute? Brooklyn? Joe?
Él se afeita.
Very good. Él se afeita. Perfect. Nicely done. Nicely done. Okay. Muy bien. All right. Número 5. We have a comb. So we want to say he combs himself, right? ¿Qué hace Juan por la mañana? Número 5. He combs himself. Yep. Can we unmute? This is supposed to be speaking practice.
Él se piernase.
Very good. Él se peine, right? Isn't that what you said? Is that what I heard? Él se peine.
Yes.
You're very good. Okay. Muy bien. Él se peine. Right? Good job. All right. Let's look at number 7. We did this one in our warm-up today. Number 7. We're not going to do this one. We're on 7. He's brushing his teeth. Who's willing to unmute? Mia, you willing to unmute for number 7? Brooklyn, how about you? Number 7, what's he doing? He's brushing his teeth, you guys. We did this one in our warm-up. I just need somebody to unmute and tell me what he's doing. ¿Qué hace Juan por la mañana? Arshad? Marlacia? Come on, you guys, throw it out there. It's all good. Marlacia, you want to give it a try? Mia, you want to unmute? Yes, that's correct. Go ahead, Malia, unmute. Cepilla.
Él se cepilla dientes.
Sí, perfecto. Él se cepilla dientes or los dientes, right? Muy bien. Very good. That was good. All right, let's look at number 9. Number 9, clase. Número 9. ¿Qué hace Juan por la mañana? What's he do every day? How do we say he puts himself to sleep? Or he puts himself to bed? Do you remember that word? ¿Qué hace Juan por la mañana? How do we say that? Arshad, do you remember? Come on, Arshad, you can join us. Marion, do you remember? Marlacia, do you remember? How do we say we put ourselves to sleep? Or put ourselves to bed? Yep. Very good. So Brooklyn, can you unmute?
Él se acosta.
Yeah, muy bien. Acostarse. Okay. Muy bien. Thanks for your bravery, you guys. Good job. Okay, so we're going to kind of try to build on that a second. And take a look at my screen. I'm going to make it easier for Anya. I'm going to put the questions up here. And obviously, we're not going to do all 10 of these. Okay. But I'm going to pick a couple of these, you guys, and I would like for you to answer about yourself. Now, I don't care if they're true or not. They don't have to be true. Like in Spanish class, our responses don't ever have to be true, right? They just need to be as correct as we can be, right? So I'll start, right? So número uno says, ¿A qué hora te levantas? So it's asking me, what time do I get up, right? And I would say, clase, escúchame, listen real carefully. Me levanto a las 5. Okay, so what time do you get up? ¿A qué hora te levantas? Me levanto a las 5, right? So I wake up, or I get myself up at 5 in the morning. Okay. So notice, you guys, if the question was, at what time do you get up? Te levantas. When I answer, I said me levanto, right? Because I have to change it up to talk about myself now. Okay. Question? Who has a raise their hand? Did I raise my hand by accident? That's okay. Okay. Any questions about what we're doing then? Okay. All right. So let's look at número dos. Let's just start easy here. Okay. Número dos. So first of all, who can tell me what is número dos asking? ¿Qué quiere decir número dos? What's it asking? You can unmute, you guys. You can put it in chat, whatever. Okay, yeah, very good, Marlecia. So duchar is to shower, right? So bañar would be to bathe, right? To take a bath. Same idea, right? Very good. So do you take a bath in the morning, por la mañana, o por la noche, at night? Okay. So how would we change te bañas to I bathe myself? Instead of you bathe yourself, what do I do for te bañas? How do I change this? The te is going to become what? Me. Very good. And because it's an AR verb, it's going to be baño, right? So me baño. Okay. Me baño. And then you would just answer the question, right? Oops, should be on the end. You're just going to answer the question, por la mañana, in the mornings, o por la noche. All right. Marlecia, can you unmute, por favor, and tell me, ¿te bañas por la mañana o por la noche?
Me baño por la noche.
Por la noche. Okay, muy bien. Jo Marion, can you unmute, por favor? Jo, ¿te bañas por la mañana o por la noche? Jo. Can you unmute, Jo? If you can see my Zoom, you guys got to pay attention, right? If you can see my Zoom screen, it's written up there. You just need to fill it in. ¿Te bañas por la mañana o por la noche? In the morning or at night?
Mi baño la noche.
Por la noche. Okay, muy bien, muy bien. All right, let's go to número 4, you guys. Número 4. ¿Te peinas o te cepillas el pelo? So what is number 4 even asking? ¿Te peinas o te cepillas el pelo? What is number 4 even asking? Who can help me? You can unmute, you guys. Try not to use Google. We need to use our brain. Our brain is much more powerful than Google. We just need to use it. ¿Te peinas o te cepillas? What's it asking? Do you comb your hair or do you brush your hair? Muy bien, perfect. So, answer the question. Do you comb your hair or do you brush your hair? Now, again, it doesn't have to be true. You just need to know, how would we answer this question? Who's willing to unmute? Mia, I haven't heard from you today. ¿Te peinas o te cepillas el pelo? Can you unmute? Again, I don't care if it's true or not.
Me peino el pelo.
Muy bien. Perfect. She says, me peino, right? El pelo, right? I comb my hair. Muy bien. Muy bien. Perfect. Okay. How about this one? Let's come down here to number 10. So it says los fines de semana, which is the weekend, right? Weekend. So on the weekend, right? Y'all with me on this? Yeah. On the weekends. Te acuestas tarde, late, like if you're tardy for class, right? Late. O temprano, early. Again, it doesn't have to be true. Los fines de semana, te acuestas tarde o temprano. So what is this asking? Los fines de semana, on weekends, right? Do you go to bed late or early? Muy bien. Very good. So, contéstame, answer me, respond to me. Los fines de semana, ¿te acuestas tarde o temprano? Muy bien. Brooklyn, can you unmute and tell us?
Me acuestas tarde.
Okay, me acuesto, right? Remember, we have to change it to me now, right? Me, yeah. Me acuesto tarde, okay? Anybody else? Marlecia, you want to try again? Los fines de semana, ¿te acuestas tarde o temprano?
Me acuesto tarde.
Muy bien. Yo también, clase, me too. Me acuesto tarde los fines de semana, on weekends. Yo también. Okay, any questions? Anything, what is confusing to you? Pop it in the chat. All right. I have a question. Okay. What does it mean to be a reflexive verb? If I say to you, this is a verb and this is a reflexive verb, right? What does that mean? What does that mean to be a reflexive verb? If I ask you to translate, if I gave you a list, if I gave you a list, right? And said, these are reflexive and these aren't. How would you translate them differently? Okay, Brooklyn. Joe, what do you think? Come on, I just want to hear your ideas, you guys. Marlecia, if I gave you a list of verbs and I said, these are reflexive and these aren't, translate them. What would be the difference? Mia, can you explain to me? Well, let me ask you this. Let's use the word comb, right? Or brush. Okay. I can brush my own hair. Isn't that right, you guys? Yes. Remember, reflexive is like reflecting, like a reflection, looking in the mirror, right? I can brush my own or comb my own hair, right? But can I also brush my dog? Yeah, I can brush my dog, can't I? Or my cat, right? So if I'm brushing my own hair or combing my own hair, I'm going to use the reflexive pronoun me. Yo me peino, right? I comb my own hair. I'm combing my hair. Tú te peinas. You are combing your own hair, right? Nosotros nos peinamos, right? We comb our own hair. But the dog can't comb his own hair. In which case I would say, yo peino a mi perro. I comb my dog's hair. So notice I didn't use a pronoun. I said, yo peino el perro, right? I'm combing the dog, not myself, because that would be yo me peino. Do y'all get that? Yes or no? Do you hear the difference? Okay. So the next bit we're going to do here, listen carefully, please, is our listening practice, right? And we need to be able to hear the difference between what is a reflexive and what isn't. So take a look at my Zoom screen, Joe, Mia, right? Take a look at my Jojo. Take a look at my Zoom screen. It says in Spanish, we use reflexive verbs to describe actions that we do to or for ourselves. In which case, you guys, like we've been practicing, they are going to have a me, a te, a se, a nos, or a se. Okay. If it's not reflexive, then you're not doing it to yourself. It's not reflecting in the mirror, right? You're doing it to something else. You're putting the baby to sleep, right? Or you're waking the baby up, or you're dressing the baby. You're not dressing yourself, you're dressing the baby. Okay. So I'm going to play a video, right? And we're going to try to see if we can figure out what of these is reflexive and what is not.
What makes a post-university person? Post people don't have
All right. And so we'll stop and start and all that goodness. So I need y'all to pay attention, make sure that you can hear. Okay. All right, here we go. So what we want to do is listen for which is reflexive and which is not. And actually, I'm going to kind of slow this down a little bit if I can. It's not going to let me slow it down. Okay, we'll do the best we can. All right. Here.
Time to waste. They want to move their career forward. Post people don't have money to waste. They want a good education at a great value. Are you a post person? Find out at post.edu.
La chica pone la mesa.
Okay, la chica. Now we did this. We did our, remember our very first vocab set this year was about setting the table, right? So it says la chica pone la mesa. So tell me in chat, R for reflexive or N for not reflexive? La chica pone la mesa. R for reflexive or N for not reflexive? Just pop it in the chat. Joe? Malia? Okay. La chica pone la mesa. R for reflexive, N for not reflexive. Jamarian? Mia? Thank you. Marleisha, what do you say? La chica pone la mesa. Okay. Joe? So how do you know if something is reflexive or not? If you're doing it to yourself. Is she setting the table? Is that something she's doing to herself? No, she's setting the table. So that's not reflexive. Plus in the sentence, él pone la mesa, or la chica pone la mesa. Did you hear a pronoun in there? Did you hear a me, a te, a se, a nos, or a se in the plural? So this is why we're listening, right? We have to listen, right? All right, here we go.
Ella se pone la ropa.
Okay. Ella se pone la ropa. Okay. So notice they don't use vestir, they use poner here. So tell me, ella se pone la ropa, the clothes. Reflexive or no? R or N? Ella se pone la ropa. Yes, Jamarian, thank you. Brooklyn, did you answer that one? Yes, okay. Sí, muy bien. Se pone, se, that's our reflexive pronoun, right? She gets herself dressed. Very good. Literally, this one is she puts on her clothes, right? So in the first example, she puts the dishes on the table, and here she's putting on her clothes, okay? Bueno.
Cristina quita la ropa a la muñeca.
Okay. Cristina quite, she takes off, removes, la ropa de la muñeca. She takes off the doll's clothes. Reflexive or no? Cristina quite la ropa de la muñeca. What do you think? Yes or no? Reflexive or no? R or N? Cristina quite la ropa, clothing, de la muñeca. Doll. Muñeca's a doll. Joe, what do you think? Reflexive or no? Okay, so listen carefully. Joe, reflexive or no? Okay, good. Listen carefully. It's Cristina quite la ropa. From the doll. She's taking the clothes off the doll. She's not taking her own clothes off, right? Remember, reflection. It has to be reflected back onto you. In this case, the action is being given to the doll, right? Not onto yourself. So she's not undressing herself. She's undressing the doll. So it's not reflexive. Okay. All right, let's try a few more.
Cristina se quita la ropa.
Okay. So what did you hear in this one? This one's obviously reflexive, right? Because she's taking off her own clothes. But what did the sentence say? What did you hear that made it reflexive? Cristina se quite la ropa. Yes, you heard the se. Okay, so we have to listen carefully. Let's keep going. Do a few more here.
Viste a la muñeca.
Okay, so viste a la muñeca. What do you think? Reflexive or no? Viste a la muñeca. Viste, to dress, right? Viste la muñeca. All right, it's not, right? Viste. There's no se viste, there's nothing. Viste, she's dressing the doll. Okay, muy bien.
Se viste.
Se viste, right? Dressing herself. You heard the pronoun. Se viste.
Lava el coche.
Okay. Lava el coche. Reflexive or no? Lava el coche. Ella lava el coche. Okay, I mean. Okay. So is she washing herself? What is she washing? She's washing the car, right? So that would make it not reflexive. And we heard no pronoun. Lava, ella lava el coche. Okay, let's keep going. Listen carefully for that pronoun.
Se lava las manos.
Okay, se lava las manos. Reflexive or no? Se lava las manos. R or N? Joe? Very good. Okay, Joe, what about you? Yes, because she's doing it to herself, right? Se lava las manos. She's washing her own hands. Good.
Mira las casas del pueblo.
Okay. Mira, she looks, right? Mira las casas del pueblo. Mira las casas. Reflexive or no? Mira las casas. Reflexive or no? No, because she's not looking at herself, right? She's looking at the houses. Good.
Se mira en el espejo.
Okay, reflexive or no? R or N? Se mira en el espejo. Se mira en el espejo. Reflexive or no? Good, Marlacia. Brooklyn, what do you say, Joe? Good. Joe? Yes. Se mira. Se. We have the pronoun, and it's something that she's doing to herself, right? She's looking at herself in the mirror. Okay. All right. Any questions? What was difficult about that listening bit, you guys? I want to make sure we have time to do this last thing. What was difficult about that listening thing? Nothing? Okay. All right, good. All right, good. All right. So the next thing that we're going to do, you guys, is now listen carefully, because this is, I'm going to need your attention here, okay? This is basically a comprehension check. In other words, an informal kind of quiz, okay? So we need to make sure that we can, I'm going to share my screen here in just a second. Make sure that you can hear the sound. And again, it's a comprehension check, therefore an informal kind of quiz. Your responses will tell me whether we need to continue to practice this or whether we can move on. Okay. So, do your best. You're just going to put your answers in chat. Okay, give me a thumbs up when you're ready. Okay, all right. All right, we're going to skip. Okay. Simón tiene un gato, perro, or jaguar, A, B, or C. It's easy to do. Un gato, perro, or jaguar, A, B, or C. Yeah. What does Simon have? Gato, perro, or jaguar? A, B, or C? Pop it in the chat. Yes, he has a gato, right? He has a cat. Okay, muy bien.
Meow. Meow.
Okay, here we go. Reflexive. Simón se despierta. A, sí se despierta o no, no se despierta. Based on the video, what is despertarse? A or B? Joe, what do you think? Okay. Based on the video, Simón se despierta, sí o no? Okay. All right. Very good, Joe Marion. So if despertarse means to wake yourself up, is he awake in the video? No, no se despierta. He's not getting up. Okay, y'all see what we're doing here, right? Okay, we got to pay attention to what's going on in the video. Okay, ahora, now Simón se despierta, ¿sí o no? Sí, sí se despierta, por supuesto, of course. Okay, ¿qué hace el gato? ¿Se ducha, se acuesta, o se lava? A, B, or C? So what does the cat do? Cat hits him on the head. Y ahora, ¿qué hace el gato? What's the cat doing? ¿Se ducha, se acuesta, o se lava? A, B, or C? Jamarian, what's the cat doing? ¿Qué hace el gato? ¿Se ducha, se acuesta, o se lava? Good, Marlacia. ¿Se lava? Sí, se acuesta, right? He lays down. He hits him on the head and then he's pretending like he's sleeping, right? So B, se acuesta. Good. Okay. El gato blank en la cama de Simón. So the cama is the bed. So what is the cat doing? Se acuesta, se ducha, se levanta, o se cepilla? A, B, C, or D? Based on the image, A, B, C, or D? Good, Brooklyn? Good. Yep, Brooklyn, muy bien. Entonces, ¿qué hace el gato? ¿Se acuesta, se ducha, se levanta, o se cepilla? A, B, C, or D? Se ducha, duchar, to take a shower? No. What's he do? Joe, what's he doing? Se cepilla, he's combing, he's brushing himself. Well, he was sleeping a minute ago. He was laying down, right? Se acuesta. So now, clase, based on this image, se levanta. Se levanta. So now he's up on the bed, right? He's awake. Okay. Let's keep going. He wants to eat. All right. Simon does something, el desayuno. Remember, desayuno was breakfast, right? So Simón something prepara o compra el desayuno en la mañana. A or B? What's Simon doing in this video, in this image? Prepara o compra? Good, Mia. Good, Marlecia. Good, Jamarian. Yep. Prepara, right? He's preparing. So is this reflexive? Yes or no? Simón prepara el desayuno. Is it reflexive? Yes or no? What do you say? Tell me R for reflexive or N for no. Good, Mia. Good. It is not. Very good. Because he's not preparing breakfast for himself. He's preparing breakfast for the cat, right? Okay. Okay. Simón, what la comida para el gato? Okay, so comida, food, right? So what does he do? Simón sirve la comida para el gato. Se sirve o te sirve? A, B, or C? So you got to know if it's reflexive or not. A, B, or C. Good, Mia. Good, Marlecia. Brooklyn or Jamarian, did you answer this one? Okay. All right. So let's ask ourselves, Joe and Brooklyn, let's ask ourselves, you guys, is he serving himself the food? No, he's serving who the food? The cat. So do we need a pronoun here? Do we need a reflexive pronoun? No, because he's serving the cat. And so that's what he's doing. So our answer should be A. He's not serving himself the food. He's serving the cat food. So it's not reflexive. Okay. Okay. So is the cat is like desperate, right? He's going crazy. So el gato se desespera. He's impatient. Me desespero or te desesperan. Okay. So it's a reflexive verb. It tells us this up here. We have our se because the cat is being impatient, right? So se, me, or te. If we're talking about the cat, would it be A, B, or C? Okay, very good. Right, it would be se, right? Because el gato or el se desespera, right? Very good. He's become impatient.
Down. Down.
Okay. So caerse is to fall, so or trip. So Simón, caerse y el gato desayunar. So is it going to be A, B, or C? So you got to be careful of your conjugation here. It's Simón and el gato. So is it going to be A, B, or C? Good, Marlasia. It's singular, right? Very good, Jo Marion. Good, Mia. Brooklyn, what do you say? Okay, so if it's L, Simon would be the same as saying he, right? So it'd be singular. Well, desayunan is not singular, right? Cayenne is not singular. So our only answer is C. So Simon se cae, he falls, he trips himself up, right? Y el gato desayuna, and the cat eats its breakfast. Okay. All right, we're going to stop there just because we're running out of time. And I would like for you all to meet me in Canvas if you can. Okay. All right. Bueno. Give me a second. Okay. All right. Can y'all meet me in Canvas real quick? Okay. Hang on one second. I'm trying to get my computer to meet me before our time is up. Come on, computer. Come on. I'm still waiting. Okay. Well, I'm not sure what it's doing. Try again. Well, mine's not loading, obviously. So here's my reminder to you. Let me stop sharing. Of course, so now it comes up. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Okay, I want to show you guys a little trick because I think some of us are having a little confusion. Okay, all right. So please pay attention. Jo Marion, make sure you're paying attention. Pay attention, por favor. So let's say that you click on launch VHL and you have work like overdue assignments, right? So this is the student view. So obviously there's going to be all kinds of overdue stuff. Okay. So take a look here. I can get a list of these things, or I can click on either one of these. And I'm sure you guys know this. I'm just reminding you. Okay. So if I come over here and I hit start, I can either go through this list, right? Or let me go back a minute. This should be able to, why is this not doing this for me today? Well, it's not doing it for me now. What you guys should be able to see on your end is at least like what unit it is, okay? And knowing what unit we're in, because what's happening sometimes, you guys, is that we come over here and we start doing stuff and it's too late for me to accept the work, right? In other words, there's no way for me to show on here what was like the first 9 weeks work versus the second 9 weeks work. Okay. So, I don't know why this isn't working today. I think it's just because of what it is. But, so be careful when you guys try to do late work or when you're checking in VHL for late work, you need to make sure that the due dates, you got to know the due dates, right? You got to make sure that I'm able to accept it. If it's the previous grading thing, the previous 9 weeks, then I wouldn't be able to accept it. Okay, you guys, that makes sense? Yeah. So, I'm just reminding you that Wednesday is the end of this 9-week period. So if you have missing work, now would be the time to get it done. You have tomorrow, you have today. Tomorrow we have no school because of Veterans Day, right? So you want to make sure that you're getting as much of your stuff done as you can. And then in regular Canvas, you have posted that reflexive verbs daily routine practice sheet. Okay. And I'll scroll down here to the bottom, but it is not due until Thursday. It is not due until after this progress reports on Wednesday. So don't worry about it. If you have other things that you're missing, make sure that you're completing those. But once again, when you get to these VHL things, you need to make sure that if there's late work, right, that, and again, it's not loading for me, that it's this second 9-week period. Okay. My computer's not cooperating. All right. Any questions about that? So we have about 3 minutes left. Stay in Zoom. Check your grade. Are you missing anything? Right? If you have a question, if the grades aren't jiving in some way, then let me know. Okay, now's the time because we're not together tomorrow. Yeah, my computer or Canvas anyway is pretty much not gonna work with me today, apparently. So if you have a question, I'll do my best to answer it, but yeah. All right, you guys. Nos vemos jueves. See you Thursday, right? Yay. All righty. Have a great rest of your day, you guys, and have a good day off tomorrow. Adios. Nos vemos jueves, right? See you